And then I said Eric was on vacation. He's still surrounded by race car friends. You guys can see he's still sending me photos from down there, and I think he's in Florida down there. Said it's hot as balls, and he's loving it. So old truck parked over there next to his hotel or condo or whatever he's at, and then he saw the Paul Walker Fast and Furious second gen Eclipse there last night, or Talon, whatever that is. So saw that cruising around. So he's being surrounded by race car friends. I mean, it's pretty cool. All right, guys, welcome to this week's episode of the Drag Drive Repeat News presented by Summit Racing. All right, guys, welcome to this week's episode of the Drag Drive Repeat News presented by Summit Racing. July 19th, 2025. We're getting rolling this thing. I'm telling you, I miss Eric this morning already. He's on vacation, and this is going to be interesting, me running both of these. So let's get to this. All right, guys, good morning. Welcome to episode July 19th. Sorry, I'm used to saying the Drag Drive Repeat show, but this is the Drag Drive Repeat News, and you're getting me solo this morning, so get ready for a fast-paced episode. We are going to be talking about all kinds of stuff, so I want to start off. I want to just say we're going to miss Eric on this one for sure. He's on a family vacation this weekend. They were headed to ride jet skis a few minutes ago. I'm a little jealous, to be honest with you, that he's out there doing that, and but you know, sometimes we got to stay here. We got to do work, man. I'm excited. So I was up late last night working on this, up early this morning working on it again. So today we're going to talk about Heads Up Hustle, Drag Week, Streetcar Challenge, all kinds of stuff. We got all kinds of stuff going on. It's the news, man. This is like your hour-long setup here, and y'all, we can't do this without you guys. Our race car friends make this whole thing go round and round. I'm telling you, we love you guys. Thank you for being here, and hit the share button as we jump in here this morning. Thank you to our sponsors for making all of this possible. Travel to events. I leave Wednesday for Heads Up Hustle. We wouldn't be able to do that without the sponsors. So Summit Racing, Deech Works, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change Content over there, Sweet Patina, Power Tube Classifieds, and then of course Sweet Patina and Racing. If you guys haven't been on our website, if you're doing some shopping, go hit those folks up. You need to go. Brother is in here this morning. He's probably out in the shop already working on stuff from our website, which is really super cool. So to go racing or driving. Our Summit Racing Speed Legacy began in 1968 as a one-man startup and is now the world's speed shop with 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. They fuel your passion, save you money, deliver fast, and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts, and find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram for all your social media stuff, and on the On All Cylinders podcast, which I'm sure they're going to have some episodes coming up because they're doing Autocross week right now. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. Speaking of Autocross week, it's kicked off. So it's like a drag and drive, but for guys that like to make turns. So they have a ton of cars that are driving all over the Northeast. They're actually headed to Pittsburgh International Race Complex today to wrap up the final day of Autocross week. So this is an event I want to go to really bad, but with all the travel we have, it's just not worked out. But I am definitely planning on this in 2026. So bunch of super cool vehicles. Anytime something is completely modified to do some kind of racing and then also be street worthy, that's right up my alley. I love that kind of stuff. And this one here, you can see this S10 truck just before the show. I didn't have time to save it and get it into the slides here, but Tommy Dupree sent me a video of this truck doing the first trailer burnout of Autocross week. So I'm jealous that I wasn't there in person, and I'm sad that you guys didn't get to see it. But if you're going to be watching for Autocross week, please do that. Summit Racing on Facebook. They've got a ton of pictures, ton of content over there. And then also you can find on autocrossweek.com. And while you're shopping for your Summit Racing parts, or on Summit Racing shopping for your parts, grab a hoodie. We've got some cold weather coming in a few months, or grab a Drag Driver Pete t-shirt or the big brim hat, which is going to help keep you from getting sunburned on those tender spots like the back of your ear, which is where I always seem to get sunburned the worst. We got Ethan in here saying good morning, Danny Fatkin here saying good morning. It's going to be an interesting day, me running this together, doing both of these. So I'm excited about that. Some updates for the Drag Driver Pete community. I guess the followers that are over there. We're working on a way, Eric's working on a way to provide you guys a much easier way to purchase the photos that we take during the events. So he's working on a new Pixieset site that we should be able to, I don't know, put up in the next week or so once he gets back and all that kind of stuff. So this is exciting because typically if you saw a photo you like, you either had to, save it from Facebook or you had to message Eric. Eric had to go through all the stuff and find it. Then he had to send it to you. Then you had to figure out PayPal or whatever to send you money. This will be much easier and it's on Pixieset. So tons and tons of photographers use Pixieset, which is why we chose it. And it'll make it much easier to purchase the photos. You can go download them digitally right there from that. So we haven't worked on pricing or anything like that yet, just trying to get all of the photos in. You can see he's building folders or galleries or collections, whatever they call them now. And there's no photos in these yet. There's one in the Mega Week photo album, but we're just trying to figure this out. So this is a big deal for us. We want you guys to be able to own these photos and have these as memories for a long time without the watermarks and things like that we use for the when we post something publicly on Facebook or on our website or something like that. And then I said Eric was on vacation. He's still surrounded by race car friends. You guys can see he's still sending me photos from down there, and I think he's in Florida down there. Said it's hot as balls, and he's loving it. So old truck parked over there next to his hotel or condo or whatever he's at, and then he saw the Paul Walker Fast and Furious second gen Eclipse there last night, or Talon, whatever that is. So saw that cruising around. So he's being surrounded by race car friends. I mean, it's pretty cool. So if you're down in that area, go over and say hey or message him, see where he's at, and find out. I think they flew into Tampa, somewhere down in there. I don't know, St. Pete or Tampa or something like that. So I got Nick Schoff in here, Zim Sheik in here, third place in the Dragon Driver World Champion overall points. Dude right there, he's a bad mamma jamma. And then super cool update. Got this message from Eric this morning, but also got an email last night that I didn't see from Mike Finnegan saying that we were actually in the Stay Tuned episode while he was at the gas station. If you guys remember that on episode 113, we talked to, it was like the gasser invasion is what we called it. So we had all the gassers on. Mike Finnegan came on to talk about his gasser blasphemy. And, it's kind of cool to I don't know, have a little bit of screen time. It was like 15 seconds, but it was when he was walking around and the thunder and lightning was absolutely insane. So they put that in the Stay Tuned episode, and I appreciate them doing that. That's pretty cool. And I hope it brings some more folks our way. Sadly, with so many people on the screen that time, we couldn't have the overlay, which kind of sucks. But that's the way it goes. We'll know better for next time in case that happens again. But I appreciate Tony for throwing that in there. And thanks again to Mike for keeping us updated. My mom's in here. Going to get to see her next weekend. I'm excited. Or the weekend after next, my grandmother's 98th birthday. So that's your Drag Driver Pete updates.